So this is going to be the most effective way as a solo player to farm a lot of alliance points and be able to outmatch the AP gain of larger groups and group AP farming. Basically, what it's going to come down to is you are a single player from your alliance. You find a situation where you got two alliances going at it. So right here, these guys are all volunteers. We got two AD and two EP. They're going to be fighting each other. Basically, what you want to do is you want to be able to put enough damage into each of these guys. That way, if any of them die, you get credit for it. You get a decent amount of credit for it. The more damage you put into them, the better. So the most effective way to do this would be with a Nightblade. That way you can go in and out of situations and put a lot of damage in and be able to escape and live long enough to see the outcome of your damage result in AP. But since this is just a demonstration, I did this on my DK. So all I did was I threw down Caltrops and I had them fight. They were just messing around. I told them, let the fight seem natural. So they were fighting, and eventually they started dying, and I was rewarded AP for each death, right? So, and you get a decent amount of AP for these kills for very, very minimal effort. Now, as a Nightblade, or as a ganking build, you can pretty much, take full advantage of this because of the fact that you can cloak away. You can also finish off weak opponents on the side and get full credit for the opponents you're finishing off. So, yeah, it's possible to do it with pretty much any class or sorcerer. As you can see, I got 260 AP right there. This kill right here resulted in 260 again, and then you just come in, you finish up the weak guys, and you get a decent amount of AP right there. Of course, on a larger scale, let's say you got 10 versus 10 or two Zergs going at it, and you're starting to put in a lot of damage into them via Caltrops, via AoE, via magic detonations from a distance, or you go in, you sap them a couple times, you put in some AoE damage, and then you run away. You watch the fight happen. You put in enough damage to where you get credit for the kills. You start racking up alliance points, and then you climb up the leaderboards, and that's how you get Emperor as a solo player if you really want to farm AP efficiently. This is definitely not my style of play. I personally jump into the fights. I look for fights, and I don't take full advantage of this system. There are moments where obviously I see two alliances fighting, and I'll help one alliance finish off the other, and then I'll try to finish off the third. But if you play with this system in mind the entire time, it's kind of boring. It's kind of lame personally, but it works, and Parody played with the system. She got about 700,000 alliance points within, 12, 15 hours of the campaign. Second place across any of the alliances only had 300k. So you're not really out there to kill people, you're out there to do damage and have people kill for you, and then you're occasionally going to be able to gank people off on the side, because if you play as a gank build, you will be able to do that. This is the best way. This is not a way that I'm going to plan to do. Even after the AP changes come in, this will still be the best way. Like groups, okay, as a solo player, when the AP changes come in, I will be able to compete very effectively against groups who farm AP or who just PvP, right? But this is still going to be somewhat of an issue as far as AP distribution across alliances. I personally think that only one alliance should get credit for the kill. So let's say a group of AD kill one player. They should all get a split of the AP, right? But if there's 3 alliances involved, I think the alliance that does the most damage or is most effective at killing the person should receive the full credit, because this makes it too easy for you to get partial credit for very, very, very minimal work. And when I say partial credit, like I mean, take that however you want. But a player was able to make 700,000 alliance points doing this in 12 to 15 hours. Now, picture a player like me adopting this playstyle with the new AP changes and pulling this off even more effectively due to my 1vx capabilities and just experience as a solo player. And you're going to have a player like me maybe even be able to pull off 1 million AP in one day. And with the new changes, it'll be even greater. So this is a separate issue altogether that I didn't really think about until it was brought to light. But it should be addressed. Like this should be looked at a little bit, or not even a little bit. This should be looked at with the other AP changes in mind. So I just wanted to share my opinion regarding this and just explain the process for anyone who's wondering. This is the most effective way. This is not something I plan to do. This is not against the rules, by the way. This is not exploiting. This is just using the system completely to your advantage, which, yeah, it's a little lame, but that's just how it is right now. It should be looked at. It should be addressed, but that's all I wanted to say, guys. Thanks for sitting through that.